Hi folks, it's Ulrich Peiser with GuitarIngenuity.com. Today I'm going to do something that I'm actually a little bit afraid of, because the chances are that I'm going to embarrass myself, which wouldn't be the first time in my life. But anyway, I'd like to share with you a couple of thoughts on this album. It's by the band Sleep, and the title of the album is called Holy Mountain. So chances are that for most people who watch this video right now, you are already well familiar with the album. And then it gets especially embarrassing, because I believe that if you own this album, if you listened to this album, it did something to you, and very likely it kind of affected your life profoundly, in a sense that you're either gonna love it, it either means so much to you, or you just think, okay, that's beyond me, right? I cannot comprehend what's going on here. I don't know, I don't want to call the album extreme, but I want to call it unique. Unique in the sense that it's certainly the first time that I got exposed to that degree of heaviness. And I got to be very, very careful, because I don't want to contradict myself, and I don't want to make the same mistakes that I blame other people of making, because I think it would be a brutal mistake to reduce this album to say, okay, it's a very, very heavy album. But nonetheless, it is heavy in a sense that the sound is just so massive that there's only just one way to describe it, and that would be as heavy. But I think there's a little bit more to the story here, and the more you listen to the album, the more it becomes clear. And unfortunately, I'm not articulate or eloquent enough to kind of put that into words, but it's almost a spiritual experience. And no, I'm not all into the esoteric stuff and all that, but I think for those folks who are familiar with the album, they know exactly what I mean. So it's extremely difficult for me to now, pick certain tracks, pick one track over another. But clearly to me, the reason why I bought the album in the first place, I would be lying, was Dragonaut. And that song, man, I don't know. The first time I listened to that riff, it's about like 2 minutes, two and a half minutes into the song. That's just almost too much it was almost too much for my brain to process that. And it's not just the guitars, it's just everything comes together in those few seconds where the guys are so tight together playing that riff. It's the guitar, but it's also the bass and the drum, and you cannot take one element out, because otherwise it would not work. And again, it's so hard to describe, and only people who know the album know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Lastly, just really quickly, in terms of genre and categories, yeah, it's a stoner rock album. At least that's what it's officially categorized, or doom or whatever. Look, I'm not a stoner. I have nothing against stoners, but I personally chose not to smoke or drink. And I find it a little bit unfortunate when sometimes these albums get categorized. Okay, this is a stoner rock album, or heavy metal, or classic, or jazz, and you kind of limit yourself, right? Because you feel like, oh, I'm a fan of this, or I'm a fan of that. So I hope you're open-minded enough to say, okay, I want to give this album a shot, because there's no doubt in my mind, if you're at all into, let's say, hard rock, let's keep it very general, and into heavy riffs, then there's just no way that you will not like this album. And again, I'm fully aware that I am just not equipped enough to find the right words to describe it. So the best way, as always, is find out for yourself, buy the album. Again, I almost guarantee you that will be a life-changing experience to you. Yes, it is that good. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me, guitaringenuity@gmx.com. Again, apologize. I wish I would be in a better position to really describe what's going on here, but I can't. It's beyond me. It's too much. So I guess you have to trust me for now. Get the album. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye bye.